Hello everyone and welcome to Nervous Nessie. Recently I have shared videos with you about luggage and changes coming to luggage, and it got me to thinking about making a video series that is centered around flying. This includes the plane, the airport, everything that has to do with flying. So the next several videos that I will be sharing with you will be my flying series. And this first video is going to be about what you shouldn't do before getting onto a flight. So we're going to start at the very beginning. Before you even get onto a flight, what is the things that you shouldn't be doing? And even though it's a double negative, the first thing that you shouldn't be doing before getting on the flight is not downloading the airline's app. Now, of course, there are people that just hate having a bunch of apps. It's just too much. They want to simplify their life, and I completely understand that. But you're going to be doing yourself a disservice if you don't download the flight app. And there's a reason why, several reasons actually. Number one is that you will not get an e-boarding pass if you don't download the app. Now, of course, you can go to the airport and you can print out your boarding pass. But what if that boarding pass kind of printed a little funky to where it doesn't scan? And then you go to board your flight and you can't get on because the pass doesn't scan. Having your boarding pass on your phone is a great backup and makes getting onto the flight so much smoother. Another reason that you want to download the Flights app is most airlines now have contactless payment. So if you are on the flight and you want to get any kind of drinks or snacks, you can't pay with a credit card. You can't pay with cash. A lot of times they want you to pay with your app. And the way they do this is they come by, they take your seat number, and they say, okay, you are ordering these items, we will charge it to your seat. And your seat is associated with the credit card that you use to purchase your flight. If you don't have a credit card uploaded, maybe the airline was different and they don't have your credit card information saved, then you can't purchase anything. So the best thing to do is to download the app before your flight and upload your credit card information. Also, if you want in-flight entertainment, you need the app. Now, some airlines do have, of course, the TVs on the seats in front of you, technically behind you for the person behind you. But what if they don't? What if it is an older airplane? Then the only way that you can watch the in-flight entertainment is through your phone or a tablet or laptop with the app. And in case you're worried about your checked luggage whenever you're flying, having that app ahead of time allows you to track your baggage in real time. So you got to the airport, you're waiting on your flight. The next thing that you don't want to do before your flight is sitting at the wrong gate. You want to get to the airport in plenty of time, and it tells you either on the app or on the boards or your boarding pass what gate you're supposed to be at. And so you get to the gate and you plop down and just wait. But you need to double check the actual gate frequently up until time of your flight. The gates can change, and I've had flights that the gate changed like 4 or 5 times before my flight. It was ridiculous because you end up having a mass group of people moving from one area of the airport to the other area of the airport. But it's always a great idea up until the time of your flight to keep checking on your gate. Don't just take for granted that if it says you're going to be in gate 1A, that is concrete and that is where your flight will be. It can change. So always double check. I would recommend checking 30 minutes before, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, even 5 minutes before. Just double check it. because otherwise you're going to be running through the airport and may miss your flight. The next tip on what you shouldn't do before getting on your flight is not changing into comfy clothes. Now, some people wear very nice clothes to the airport and want to dress very nice, but think about it this way. Getting to the airport and being on the plane are two totally different things. You're going from somewhat comfortable to extremely uncomfortable. You're in very tight spaces and you're sitting for long periods of time. Of course, a way to avoid this is to wear comfortable clothes to the airport and not even have to change. But if that's just not you and you want to look fashionable to get to the airport, you can do so. Just make sure you change into those comfy clothes before getting onto your flight, because it's going to be a while into the flight before you can actually get up and go to the restroom and change clothes. And the restrooms on the flight are tiny and very hard to change clothes in. Another thing you shouldn't do before your flight is relying on the plane for basic things. That is things like food, water, and restrooms. And if you're someone who needs to intake food regularly in order to, maybe you're diabetic or you have some other health problem, don't rely on the plane to have the food available for you. You can always purchase snacks in the airport. Yes, it is at a premium price, or even better, bring snacks with you to the airport, because once you get onto the plane, it's going to be a while before the actual food service comes through. Same thing goes for drinks. You want to either purchase water or some other type of beverage in the airport, or you can bring an empty water bottle with you to the airport, and once you get into the airport, you can fill that water bottle and take it onto the plane. Same thing goes for the restrooms. I personally go to the restroom probably 3 times before a flight. I don't know why. I just get nervous and have to go, and I'll go like 30 minutes before and then 10 minutes before. For some reason, I just have to go. But I always make sure that I go, because once you get on the plane, you are going to have to wear those seat belts for about 30 to 40 minutes for the plane to take off. Maybe you even have to wait on the actual plane to take off. You're taxiing down the runway and you sit there for a while. You can't get up and go to the restroom until those seatbelt signs go off. So make sure you go to the restroom before you get onto the flight. The next thing that you shouldn't do before getting on the flight is wait to the last minute to get ready to board. Now, they're going to make announcements of it's time to board. And you can look onto your boarding pass or the app on your phone and see which number you're in line in order to board. But it's always a good idea before they make that announcement to get ready to board. Maybe you've been in the airport and you've been waiting for an hour or so to board. You've bought snacks, you've gone to the restroom, you've bought water, and you're sitting there waiting before they make that announcement. And usually there's TVs at the gate that will tell you what the boarding time is. A few minutes before that boarding time, go ahead and start getting everything ready. Put all of your stuff away and have it ready to go. Otherwise, even if you are in boarding group number 1, by the time you get all of your stuff put away, now you're boarding with group 4. And you've lost the best seats. Before boarding the flight, you shouldn't board the flight with your phone having a low battery. Now, most of the flights have the outlets to where you can plug in your phone and charge it. Same thing goes with tablets and laptops. But what if it's broken? I've had numerous flights where the outlets were broken. That's including regular outlets and USB ports. And so then you have the person next to you, you're going, hey, can I plug my stuff into yours and string the cord over? You don't want to do that. And so it's always a good idea to have your electronics charged fully before you get on the flight. And this last thing is not a you shouldn't do it. It is you definitely should not do this before boarding a flight. And that is leaving your luggage unattended at the gate or really anywhere in the airport. This is actually a violation of the airport rules, and it can cause you a lot of trouble. I have seen where there was a bag left in the middle of everything, and immediately the security came and they're going around asking people in the area, is this your bag? Is this your bag? And then when the person shows up that the bag belongs to, they kind of get an earful about don't do that. And also, if you leave your bag unattended at the gate, there is the possibility that your bag could get stolen. And that also goes for if you're leaving your bag unattended, but with a stranger. Maybe you got to the gate and you're sitting there waiting and somebody else is sitting there waiting and you go, hey, do you mind keeping an eye on my bag? You could do that, but just know that it's not their responsibility. If they decide to get up and walk away, then it still falls on you. It doesn't fall on them. So I would advise against leaving your bag at the gate with a stranger. I hope you enjoyed this video about what you shouldn't do before getting onto a flight. And if you have any questions about anything we talked about, or if you have any suggestions about what you shouldn't do before a flight, feel free to leave those in the comments below. I will try and get to those as soon as I can. And if you want to know when the next video in this flying series comes out, then subscribe, and I look forward to seeing everyone in the next video. Bye!